Hello, I'm John Lewis with the Association of Clinical Research Organizations. I'm joined today by Mary Woolley, President of Research America. Welcome, Mary.
Thanks, John. It's great to be with you.
I think you're very well known, certainly in Washington, for your advocacy efforts, but what would you like people to know about Research America?
Well, Research America is working on behalf of people all over the nation who themselves or someone in their family or someone close to them is suffering from a disease or disability that we don't have the answer for yet. And we don't have the answer because we haven't committed enough resources, especially research, to find out the causes and the better solutions, meaning cures and preventions for diseases and disabilities like Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, cancer, diabetes, autism, and so many things that plague us.
I know in the polling you also looked at attitudes among different racial and ethnic groups. And can you share some of the differences you found or some of the opportunities there? Because that's a very important part of this is to get more minority participation in clinical trials.
From the beginning of clinical trials, there's been a struggle to make sure that clinical trials represent the population for whom that eventual medication or treatment plan is going to be in effect. So involving everybody as much as possible in the trials has always been a goal. But for many years now, there's been a sort of feeling in the community, not substantiated by data particularly, but a sense that minority populations are resistant to joining clinical trials. So we wanted to really explore that in this trial. So we made a special point of gathering large samples of African Americans, of Hispanics, and of Asian Americans to see whether their attitudes differed from the public as a whole, and differed from, we would see whether they differed from non-Hispanic whites. So we found out that in most cases they don't differ. And in some cases they differ in surprising ways to many people. For example, the African American community in particular is far more likely to say they would participate in a clinical trial for the reason of helping others, for an altruistic reason. Now, each of the populations said at 50% or a little more that they would do so, but African Americans was another 10 percentage points more likely to say so. Now, on the less positive side, African Americans were also the group least likely to trust the clinical trial process, but not in low digits, just a little lower than the other groups. But for the most part, all of these groups, all of the groups that we polled were positive about trials. And I think that's a major step forward in dispelling a myth that's really been around for a long time.
If people want more information about Research America, research with a nice exclamation point in the middle, Research America, right. Where would they go to find that?
Well, Research America has a website, researchamerica.org, and another way to reach us is by social media with hashtag cures, not cuts. And we're encouraging everyone who's interested in this topic to get involved, ask about clinical trials, ask about research funding overall, and encourage the people you vote for to stand up for research. It's important.
And for more information about ACRO, please visit acrohealth.org and follow us on Twitter @ACROHealth.